You hand your 10-year-old a smartphone, and suddenly you are the bad guy. That tiny device quietly reshapes their sleep, their focus, and the way they talk to you at the dinner table. Most parents think the answer is just taking the phone away, but that common advice actually gets it completely backwards. By the end of this, you will have a digital safety net fully running on their phone, and it will feel like a relief, not a battle. Let's talk about the actual setup, because the thought of configuring a monitoring system usually feels like you are about to do something sneaky. It feels like spying, but I want you to reframe that right now. You are not building a cage, you are building a fence. And a fence gives kids the freedom to play in the yard without wandering into the street. We are going to walk through this specific parental control app step by step, so you can get it fully configured in one sitting without the usual tech headaches. Grab your own phone first. The very first step is downloading the parent version of the app onto your device and creating your account. Do this while your kids are at school or asleep. You want to figure out the interface in peace, without a 10-year-old hovering over your shoulder asking why you are downloading a new app. Once your account is created, the app will generate a unique pairing code or a QR code on your screen. Keep this screen open, because we need it for the next part. Now, pick up your child's device. This is where the real work begins. You will download the child version of the app onto their phone or tablet. When you open it, it will ask you to log in with your parent account or scan that QR code we just generated. This links the two devices together securely. But here is where most parents panic. The moment you link the devices, the child's phone is going to throw up a series of intense, scary-looking system warnings. It will ask for accessibility permissions, device admin rights, or screen time monitoring access. Do not skip this, and do not let the scary wording fool you. These permissions are exactly what allow the app to actually do its job, like pausing the internet at bedtime or blocking a newly downloaded game. If you skip them, the app is basically just a blank dashboard. When your child asks what those pop-ups mean, just look them in the eye and say, "This is just the phone asking for permission to let me help keep it safe." Keep your voice completely neutral. If you act like it is a big deal, they will think it is a big deal. Treat it like installing a new seatbelt. Once those permissions are granted, the devices are fully paired. You can put your child's phone away for a minute and look at your own screen. You will now see the main dashboard. This is your command center. It can look a little overwhelming at first glance, with all the circles and graphs, but we are only going to focus on the 3 most critical settings to get you through the first week. The first setting is screen time limits, and you need to understand the difference between a daily limit and a curfew. A daily limit is exactly what it sounds like. You can set it so they get exactly 2 hours of recreational screen time a day. Once those 2 hours are up, the recreational apps lock. But a curfew is different. A curfew puts the entire phone to sleep at a specific time, regardless of how much time they have left. Picture this. It is 8:30 on a Tuesday. Your child still has 40 minutes left on their daily limit, but the curfew hits at 8:30. The phone locks down completely until 7 in the morning. This is the single most important setting for protecting their sleep. Set the curfew first and make it non-negotiable for school nights. Now here is where it gets interesting. Right below the time limits, you will see a section for always allowed apps. This is a lifesaver. You need to go into this list and make sure the phone, the calculator, the maps, and any essential messaging apps are toggled on for always allowed. If you forget this step, your kid will not be able to call you when they need a ride from soccer practice because their phone will be locked. Think about what would happen if they are stranded at a friend's house and the phone is completely dead to the world. Take 2 minutes right now to build that safety list. But that is only part of the story. The part most parents miss comes when they try to manage the actual apps. This brings us to the second critical setting, app blocking. You have 2 choices here. You can use a blacklist where everything is allowed except the specific apps you block, like TikTok or a heavy gaming app. Or you can use a whitelist where everything is blocked by default and they can only use the apps you specifically approve. For younger kids under 12, I highly recommend the whitelist approach. It is so much calmer for you. Instead of playing whack-a-mole trying to guess which new game they downloaded, you just approve the 3 apps they actually need. If they want to download something new, they have to ask you, and you can approve it right from your own phone. For older teenagers, The blacklist makes more sense because they need more autonomy, but you still want to block the known time sinks during homework hours. Go into the app manager on your dashboard, look at what is currently installed on their device, and make your first round of approvals and blocks. If you want calmer, more confident parenting in a screen-filled world, sticking around is probably the simplest way to stay one step ahead of what your kids are facing. Once your apps are sorted, we need to talk about the physical world, which brings us to the third critical setting, location tracking and safe zones. You do not need to stare at a live map of your child's movements all day. That is exhausting and, honestly, a little creepy. Instead, use the geofencing feature. You simply draw a digital circle on the map around your house, their school, and maybe their grandparents' house. When your child enters or leaves those circles, you get a quiet, simple notification on your phone. Imagine you are stuck in traffic, running late to pick them up. You get a little ping that says they arrived at school safely. You can let out a breath you did not even know you were holding. You do not need to track their every step. You just need to know they are where they are supposed to be. Set up those 3 safe zones right now and turn on the entry and exit alerts. If you are tired of the daily screen time battles and want a real framework for this, I put together a free sample chapter of the Parenting in the Digital Age Guide. It is linked right below in the description. It breaks down exactly how to have these conversations so the tech becomes a tool, not a tug of war. Now, we have the time limit set, the apps blocked, and the safe zones drawn. The technical setup is completely finished. But there was one real problem. Your child is going to push back. They're going to ask for more time, they're going to say their friends get to stay on later, and they're going to test the boundaries. This is where the app actually proves its worth. When they ask for more time, the app has a built-in request feature. They can tap a button on their locked screen that sends a request to your phone asking for 15 more minutes. This completely removes the emotional confrontation. They're not arguing with you in the kitchen. They are just sending a digital request. You can look at it, decide if it is reasonable, and tap approve or deny from your own phone. It gives you a moment to breathe and respond logically, rather than reacting emotionally in the heat of the moment. Use this feature. It changes the dynamic from a screaming match to a simple negotiation. And this one small shift changes everything about how you view their screen time. Instead of just looking at the clock, you start looking at the weekly usage reports. The app will show you exactly where their time went. Maybe you thought they were spending all their time on social media, but the report shows they are actually spending 2 hours a day on a creative building game and only 20 minutes on social media. That data is incredibly powerful. It gives you a factual basis to have a conversation, rather than just guessing and accusing. What happened next surprised even me in my own home. When I sat down with my son and looked at his weekly report together, he was actually shocked by how much time he was losing to short-form videos. He did not even realize it was happening. Because we were looking at the data together, without me yelling, he actually agreed to cut his own time down. The app gave us the mirror we needed to see the reality. You might be wondering how often you need to adjust these settings. The truth is, you should treat this setup like a living document. What works for a 10-year-old will not work for a 13-year-old. Every 3 months, sit down and review the settings together. Maybe you extend the curfew by 30 minutes because they are getting older and more responsible. Maybe you unblock a new app because they prove they can handle it. When you involve them in the process, it stops feeling like a punishment and starts feeling like a privilege they are earning. Which part of this felt most true for your family? I would genuinely love to hear your story below. What is the one screen time rule that actually works in your home? Let me know in the comments. At the end of the day, configuring this system is not about controlling your child. It is about protecting their developing brain from algorithms that are designed to hijack their attention. It is about giving them the space to be bored, to be creative, and to be present in the real world. The software is just the fence. You are the home they want to come back to. When they know the boundaries are firm, but your relationship is warm, they will eventually internalize those rules and start making good choices on their own. And that is the real goal.